The Slugs are the backbone of the Metal Slug series, so much so that they gave the franchise its name. These vehicles come in all shapes and sizes, from the practical and powerful to the downright bizarre. Each one has its own strengths and weaknesses, making them unique in their own way. Naturally, every fan has their favorite, but today I'm ranking them based on my own subjective opinion. Keep in mind, I'll only be covering vehicles from the main series. So without further ado, let's rank the Metal Slug vehicles from worst to best. The forklift is an unarmed vehicle, meaning the player relies on their currently equipped weapon for attacks. It offers little protection, especially against shots from above or behind, making enemy fire a serious threat. Pressing the grenade button allows the forklift to strike enemies with its front fork, while the jump button lifts the machine similarly to the downright slug. Pressing jump again lowers it back to the ground. Due to its clunky controls, lack of defense, and the fact that it's just a forklift, it is considered the weakest vehicle in the series. Like other animal slugs, the ostrich slug offers no protection from enemy fire, and its only secondary attack is throwing grenades. What sets it apart from other animal slugs is its superior speed and ability to jump higher and farther. However, its biggest drawback is its turning animation. When changing direction, the player is left vulnerable for a few seconds until the ostrich completes the turn, and that is a major sin in a fast-paced series like Metal Slug. Inspired by the mutated soldier from Metal Slug 2, the walking machine is a mechanical counterpart, equipped with a dual Vulcan guns and capable of high jumps. It functions similarly to the animal slugs, offering no protection from above or the sides, while relying on grenades for secondary fire. Ultimately, it's just a reused asset turned into a vehicle. The one main reason Metal Slug 4 is often criticized. Yet another animal slug joins the roster, but this one stands out as one of the most bizarre. The donkey slug is exactly what it sounds like. A donkey outfitted with dual Vulcan cannons and a peculiar wagon-like attachment that functions as a cannon, similar to the SV-001. If this attachment is lost, the player reverts to using regular grenades. As expected, the donkey slug provides no protection, making it just as risky as its counterparts. The Proto-Gunner, introduced in Metal Slug 6, serves as an early prototype of the Slug Gunner, but comes with several significant drawbacks. Unlike its finalized counterpart, it lacks arms, though it moves much faster. Instead of a Gatling gun and pile bunker, it's equipped with two Vulcan cannons on its sides. However, it sacrifices key abilities. It cannot crouch, double jump, or most importantly, provide any protection for the operator. The cannon remains unchanged, but these flaws make it far less practical. It appears in Mission 3 during the battle against the brain robot. Personally, I can't stand this thing. The Slug Digger is one of the strangest multi-purpose vehicles in the series, a true subterranean flying drill helicopter hybrid. Equipped with retractable drills on its left, right and bottom sides, it can burrow into the ground, while its dual Vulcan cannons serve both as weapons and makeshift drills by blasting through dirt. Unlike most slugs, the player cannot eject, meaning destruction of the Slug Digger results in instant death. Its cannon fires a stationary mine that detonates upon enemy contact or when shot. Definitely Metal Slug 6 takes the cake in terms of weird, impractical vehicles. The SV Camel is exactly what it sounds like. A camel with a Vulcan cannon strapped to its back. As the first animal slug in the series, it appears in multiple stages throughout the franchise. Unlike most vehicles, it cannot be destroyed. If the player dies, it simply waits for them to remount. It's fairly immobile, but, as expected, provides no protection. In Metal Slug 2 and X, the SV Camel can be taken into mission 2, but it doesn't get far. It stops as a pool of water for the drink, forcing the rider to dismount. The Slug Trolley is an exclusive vehicle in Metal Slug 7 and XX, designed to travel along railway tracks. While it comes equipped with a standard Vulcan, it lacks a built-in cannon. However, it can attach up to 4 additional cannon carriages, significantly boosting its firepower. The downside? Each attachment drastically reduces its speed, forcing players to balance power and mobility. Additionally, these cannons are highly fragile, getting destroyed with a single hit. While crouching, the slug's hatch opens, allowing the player to toss grenades. With its unconventional design, the Slug Trolley easily earns a spot among the series' wackier vehicles. I decided to group these two vehicles together since they function pretty much similarly. The Bradley and Metal Claw are originally rebel vehicles that players can use in Metal Slug 4. The Bradley features a Vulcan gun that becomes available upon entering, along with 4 missile-dropping cannons. The Metal Claw, on the other hand, is armed with rockets and spiked bulldozer blades. Its armor is heavily reinforced at the front, providing strong frontal defense, but leaving the rest of the vehicle more vulnerable. Like the Bradley, it lacks invincibility frames. While they are repurposed assets, the ability to pilot rebel vehicles was still a nice touch. The Submariner is a compact, single-crew mini-submarine designed for regular army personnel to navigate underwater. Armed with dual Vulcans that fire sinking shots to hit enemies below, it also carries powerful torpedoes that create large shockwaves on impact. Personally, I'm not a fan of the sinking shots. Their limited range is a clear disadvantage. Then again, if they traveled full screen, the Submariner would feel a lot closer to the Slug Flyer. The Slugnoid is a lightweight mech designed for agility and maneuverability rather than sheer firepower, making it ideal for navigating rough terrain. It comes equipped with dual Vulcan guns and a downward-facing cannon with ammo types varying between standard shells and Vulcan iron laser-style bombs. Thanks to its design, it can jump higher and farther than most mechs, and its legs allow it to avoid low-running projectiles. However, its biggest drawback is its fragility. The Vulcan guns detach when hit, with each shot removing one. Take 2 hits, and if you're out of cannon ammo, the Slugnoid becomes completely useless. Yep, it's literally just a car with a Vulcan cannon. But hey, why overcomplicate things with bizarre machinery when a simple car can get the job done? The TF 600, which is totally not based on a real-world Fiat 500, is essentially a regular vehicle outfitted with a side-mounted Vulcan cannon and a hidden rocket launcher under the hood. It also happens to be one of the fastest slugs, capable of jumping ridiculously high, and honestly, sometimes that's all you need to take on a world-threatening war. Not to be confused with the Slug Digger, the Drill Slug was built for covert operations, allowing soldiers to tunnel underground and infiltrate enemy bases unnoticed. Pressing the jump button lifts the vehicle, keeping it elevated until pressed again, while the grenade button extends its powerful drill. This drill is particularly effective against big snails, and even more so against giant caterpillars when combined with Vulcan fire. Too bad it appears only in one single game, and in an easily missable section no less. One of the most unique vehicles in the series, the Orgensturm, is a spider-like slug armed with 2 Vulcan cannons that can rotate a full 360 degrees. Instead of a traditional cannon, it features a harpoon launcher that can fire from both the top and bottom. Its legs are completely invincible, leaving only the cockpit as a weak point. Unfortunately, like the previous entry, this slug appears in just one game, Metal Slug 5, which is a real shame given how cool and inventive it is. The Elephant Slug is yet another entry in the series lineup of animal slugs, meaning it offers zero protection to the rider. It also can't jump and moves at a painfully slow pace, making it seem like one of the worst slugs on paper. However, what sets this tame elephant apart is its unique trunk cannon abilities. In addition to its dual Vulcan guns, feeding it a box of spicy chili peppers lets it unleash a fiery blast, while consuming a car battery grants it the power of fiery lightning bolts. This gimmick alone makes it stand out from the animal slugs, and I love it for that. The Slug armor is essentially an upgraded version of the LV armor, but whether it's actually better is up for debate. Unlike its predecessor, which we'll get to shortly, the Slug armor is limited to an infinite supply of machine gun rounds, meaning it can't equip different weapon types. It does, however, come with a built-in cannon on its back, can throw punches with its mechanical arms, and even use a rocket thruster to charge forward and mow down enemy infantry. While it's technically considered a more advanced model, the inability to swap weapons makes it feel like a downgrade in some ways. The LV armor is a mech serving as the Rebel Army's counterpart to the Slugnoid. Unlike most slugs, it lacks a Vulcan gun and instead relies on special weapons, either pre-equipped or picked up during battle. It features a double jump thanks to its booster unit on its back, allowing for greater mobility. For melee combat, the LV armor uses its claws, and it can also fire shells from its arm cannon. While it may be considered a prototype to the Slug armor, its ability to wield different weapons makes it feel far more versatile than its so-called advanced successor. And now, the vehicle that gave the series its name, the SV-001 Metal Slug. As the first slug to appear, it's also the most iconic and frequently seen vehicle across the games. This light armored battle tank is the backbone of the regular army, equipped with a Vulcan gun and a powerful cannon that can fire devastating shells. While crouching, the player can use grenades instead of the cannon, adding to its versatility. Despite its heavy build, it remains surprisingly agile, but it's still capable of crushing cars and sending enemy infantry flying. If upgraded with the Armor Piercer, its cannon fires faster and in a straight trajectory, shredding through enemy vehicles with ease. It may be the most common slug, but it's also the most reliable. Driving it never gets old. What happens when you take two existing slugs and merge them into something better? You get the Slug Gunner. This hybrid design combines the core aspects of the regular army's SV-001 Metal Slug with the Rebel Army's LV armor, creating a powerful yet versatile machine. Equipped with mechanical legs, it can walk, albeit slowly, but makes up for it with a Gatling gun on the arm and a pile driver on the other, perfect for melee combat and breaching obstacles. Its heavily armored front houses a cannon capable of destroying most armored vehicles in a single shot. By holding down, it can deploy tank treads, allowing it to move like the SV-001, significantly improving its speed when moving forward or backward. Unfortunately, this incredible machine only appears in Metal Slug 5, but its versatility and raw power earned it a spot on the game's logo. Time to take to the skies with the Slugcopter. While its controls can be tricky, it does have a key advantage over the Slug Flyer. Its Vulcan can rotate a full 360 degrees, allowing for greater firing coverage. It also comes equipped with a massive unguided bomb that delivers devastating impact damage. Naturally, its ability to fly gives it excellent mobility, making it a strong option for aerial combat. However, when it comes to flying slugs, there are definitely better choices out there. This might be the most unexpected slug on this list. Who would have thought that the final boss of Metal Slug 3 would later become both an ally and a reliable vehicle? In Metal Slug 6, players actually get to pilot Root Mars. Armed with 2 fixed Vulcans and his devastating brainwave attack, is perfect for tearing through waves of enemies. Unlike most slugs, Root Mars allows 2 players to ride him simultaneously. While he doesn't offer direct protection, his arms can help reposition players to avoid danger. This movement was easily one of the standout highlights of Metal Slug 6. The very first aerial vehicle to debut in the Metal Slug series, the Slug Flyer is a jet armed with a Vulcan and Sidewinder missiles that fire from its underside. Thanks to its ability to fly, it boasts impressive agility, making it great for dodging enemy attacks. Players can even throw grenades from it by landing and letting the canopy open. In the skies, there is no better option, as the Slug Flyer reigns supreme. There is until it leaves Earth's atmosphere, because in space, another king takes over. The Astro Slug is the war machine that allowed both the regular and rebel armies to take the fight beyond Earth's atmosphere straight into Martian territory. Designed in response to the alien invasion, these vehicles were packed inside massive rockets to pursue the Martians into space. Its primary weapon is located in the nose, but it can also equip additional weapons on its left and right pods, along with a set of Vulcans. For secondary fire, it launches 2 missiles simultaneously. The Astro Slug boasts impressive mobility, and if a weapon pod is destroyed, players can recover it through weapon pickups scattered throughout the mission. This is the vehicle that turned Metal Slug into a vertical shooter. Returning to Earth, we have what is arguably the most powerful and imposing slug ever built, the Slug Giant. This colossal mech, debuting in Metal Slug 7 and XX, holds the title of the largest slug in existence. Despite its sheer size, it comes equipped with only a single Vulcan. However, its true strength lies in its devastating abilities. Pressing the grenade button triggers a massive arm sweep, unleashing a green shockwave capable of obliterating enemy vehicles in its path. While sluggish in movement, the Slug Giant compensates with unmatched defense. Its arms can be raised to block incoming projectiles, and its powerful swings can swat enemies and aircraft right out of the sky. Even its feet serve as weapons, crushing ground troops beneath its weight. The climactic battle against O'Neill piloting another Slug Giant remains one of the most unforgettable moments in the series. This is the slug that embodies raw, unrestrained power, the ultimate war machine that fulfills every player's power fantasy, and that's precisely why it stands as the best slug in the Metal Slug series. So, which one is your favorite slug in the series? Or are you like me, losing it so fast that you don't even get the chance to appreciate its potential? Either way, let us know in the comments section below. Special thanks to my patrons for their support. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and why not consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching.